Their guards overall were able to get to whatever spots they wanted to get to on the court, minus RJ, who's really the only perimeter defender that played with really any force, and was able to, catch a move and keep the ball out of the paint. So, but I mean, they made a lot of tough shots. They drove us. They played great. I mean, we obviously had our issues out there, but I mean, they credit them. I mean, they're guards. I mean, bring a guy, Mike Mensah, in. Mike Mensah, I think, came into the game with one game played. He scored 1 point against Fordham, and I'm not sure if that's completely accurate, but it might be. And he went 4 for 5 from 3 today for 12 points, and probably 3 of them were pretty well contested. So they played great. Credit them.
You said yesterday, obviously, you had a little bit concerned about hangovers and layoffs and whatnot. Is there anything you can pinpoint of what causes things like this and how to kind of snowball?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you always got to be ready to go. It's taken us 4 years, into our 4th year to build this thing to where it is, where you feel like you're making great strides, and you don't get everything you want in the last trip. But you come out of there and, with a couple of wins and ranked 17th, and you've got great momentum and recruiting, and then you just come out here not ready to go, and you allow, particularly with the perimeter defenders. I mean, again, we can't ask RJ Cole to bail us out offensively and to be the only perimeter defender now that Tyrese is down. And I just thought that across the board on the perimeter today, we were weak, we were driven, and we were undisciplined. Obviously, I did a horrible job preparing these guys to play this game, and I will not allow us to look like that again, or else you'll see a different group of people on the court.
What did you miss most with Tyrese being out, and how long do you expect him to be?
Tyrese is a heart and soul guy. I mean, he's like Isaiah. There's 4 indispensable guys for us here. But when you're talking about heart and soul type of guys, I mean, Tyrese and Isaiah are tone setters with the force and the physicality and the athleticism that doesn't go on with him in there. The void, he leaves a significant void on the perimeter that way. Because we look soft in a lot of other respects. So, that's a problem. But again, I've talked about our program depth for a long time. So, there's no excuses for this program in any of these games moving forward. Obviously, we've got a lot to work on here. And we've got to figure out how we want to go about things from a rotation standpoint with him out. But yeah, I mean, that's a big loss, but that's next man up. And who knows with him? It's a weird injury. It's a sprain with a little bit of avulsion fracture. So, it could be just a couple of weeks for him. Hopefully, I think he's maybe like a 2-week timeline, 2 to 4 weeks potentially. But we feared it could have been far worse. So I think we caught a break with that with him.
Happened to him in game 2 down in the Bahamas, right? And he played through that?
I think game 1.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's why, you need men like that to go and do this thing here at this level of sports. And trust me, he didn't want the cast. He wants to keep going. We had to force him into the cast. So, just want to see a team here that's obviously collectively going to have to come together and find some of that toughness and griminess and force that Tyrese played with. So.
Dan, what do you see in Andre's development on both sides of the ball? He can be so disruptive. He can look like a wizard. He can be a little erratic.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do the things he did with the ball today. With Tyrese down, he's got to kind of fill that Tyrese role. But he was at times, I don't think anyone knew where the ball was going. And it led to some runouts, and it was a little unnerving. He's got to stop doing that. And especially now with Tyrese down, because he is the one guy that can fill that void on the perimeter as a guy who could be physically intimidating with some size and some athleticism, because I'm not sure that we have many other candidates.
Any positive, coach, you can take from a game like this tonight, mostly maybe offensively or defensively?
No. We didn't blow up our season. I don't, that's good, I guess. I got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, listen, if you, again, if you just blind test today and give them just a blank uniform, just the way that they played today, they probably played to like a mid-major plus type of game. I mean, just the quality of what they did, at least from an offensive standpoint. It's just the thing that's just alarming is I'd say more perimeter. Obviously, we got to see what Adama's injury extent is going to be. We obviously can't afford that to be something that's long term. But I think the thing that's probably most alarming is just we can't ask R.J. Cole to be our toughest and best on the ball guy, and it also ask him to carry us offensively from the perimeter. That's not fair.
I was going to ask about Adama. What happened to him? And
Yeah, he was, I don't know what minute mark he went out for good at, sometime maybe around the 12-minute mark. He's got a lower abdominal thing. So, again, we'll see what that means relative to, is that hernia? Is that something worse than just a strain? Well, we're not going to be able to get hands wrapped around that till tomorrow.
did they do anything defensively that,
No, I mean, listen, I thought Tyler got great shots. He's got to make more. Jordan's got to settle down in the game. At first start, you focus on just like defending and rebounding and let offense kind of come to you. Don't. I thought we were rushed. I mean, I thought Adama, even before the injury, he should have been more efficient against a front line like that. But again, he wasn't getting that deep post position. I just, they played great, maybe a little bit of the trip, and then I did a horrible job. So there you go.
Coach, RJ scored 24 plus in 3 of his last 4. What can you say about his ability to carry the team offensively of late?
Yeah, I mean, we need that from him. The best guard in the league, which is what he's shooting for this year. Best guard in the league. He shows up every night. Now we're obviously going to need others to to give us more than like what we got in extended minutes. But RJ has played great. He's been a great guard.
Get some of the issues you're seeing with the perimeter. Are those issues you anticipated having to fight through early this season when you looked at this team in the offseason? Are you surprised by some of the struggles, or?
No, because I think it's really just been I think we obviously had moments against Binghamton where we weren't good. I felt like the trip, we showed well, minus the end of the Michigan State game, and then we found a way, playing 3 days in a row, to gut out a really tough game. So I just think that there's a little adjustment here. Again, Tyrese Martin is an all-conference level player, and one of our big 3. And so we're going to have to, we're going to need a little bit of, time to figure out how we need to go about things. They were a tough matchup. They had 5 guards out on the court, which really eliminated our ability to play, a Cook or many front court players. We got work to do, we got work to do between now and Saturday. And then we know what's ahead of us next week. But I thought we just had a softness about us that's not characteristic of my teams or the way that we've played this year. And if this, and if it was just all about Tyrese Martin making us this tough team with tremendous will, that can't be the case.
You guys narrowly out-rebounded a team that doesn't have anybody starting over 6'5" in the starting lineup. How do you feel about the overall rebounding effort, and what are you looking to change in the upcoming games? First
half, it was horrific. I mean, it was just a complete disaster. I think we had 2 offensive rebounds at halftime. And I think our front court guys at the half, they had 0.
Two.
We had 2 between them.
So now going, Wheeler had 0.
They both had 0 at halftime. And we explained to them that, teams like this, they come in and get a chance to play against a top 20 team with the UConn brand, that they are literally playing the game of their life, and that they are going to play like their lives depend on it, because this is a huge opportunity in their career. So we pleaded, we pleaded with them for the last 2 days to get inside position, and to be quicker to the ball, and to high point things, because they are scrappy, and anything below our waist they were going to get. And we allowed them to do that. So the rebounding today, which we hang our hat on, was a horror show.
Last one. Coach, what do you tell a guy like Jordan after a start, in Tyrese's absence? He might take it pretty hard after such a tough performance.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to slow down on offense. He's going to play. And defensively, he was bad in the first half, which got him sent to the bench early, along with just going too fast offensively, trying to, go on a run. Like, with Tyrese out especially, like, you're going to get a chance to play extended minutes. Just let offense come to you. The thing about basketball is, you may go 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes where the ball doesn't find you for opportunities. Then you may get 3 within the next 4 possessions where you have opportunities to go and do something. Just like lock in on your defense, help us on the backboard, keep things simple on offense, get into the flow of the game before you start really trying to hunt your offense. But he's a young player. And there's been a lot of freshmen who've struggled this year. A lot of high-profile freshmen are struggling. A lot of these guys didn't have a real summer going into their senior year of high school. That got hijacked by COVID. And then their senior year, they didn't get a real chance to play it. So, a lot of freshmen across the country are struggling right now. But we've got to get him up to speed quickly, because, Tyrese's cast isn't going to come off for a while.